All right, Tara, let's get everybody up on there. Let's do it. We're doing it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome to the first day of camp. This is amazing. Look at all these fun faces out there. It's Silly Sock Day. Does everyone have their silly socks? Where are those silly socks? I'm going to be looking through. I'm looking through. I see a lot of folks that are here, but not quite here with us just yet. So don't forget to turn on your cameras and share with us. We love to see those lovely faces of yours and see those silly socks. Oh, I see the chat room is blowing up with some love out there. Welcome, everyone. Oh, that's so good. All right. Wait. Jay, I see some silly socks being, oh, yeah, that was great. Thanks, Jay, for sharing. That is awesome. Julia, I think I see some silly socks. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Noreen's got some silly socks. Look at those. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. That is awesome. Whoa. Whew. Now remember, if you are, whatever you are, however you are, hey, Gabrielle's got some silly socks on. There she goes. She got them on her hands. That's even silliest. That's silliest ever. That is amazing. So if you got your silly socks, turn them on. If you don't have your video on, please turn it on. We would love to see your faces out here. We have a lot going on our Silly Sock Day. So are you ready? Are you ready? Because we're gonna. Oh man, there's a lot going on here today. We have a full schedule. But before we get there, Tara, I think all these silly socks are inspiring me. I'm feeling the music, but I think we need to change the song up a little bit and totally let's bring it. I know we're still spotlighting Gabrielle there, but I want to see everyone ready to roll because it's time. It's time, folks. It's time for the Silly Sock Dance. Are you guys ready?
You ready?
I saw those silly socks on. Yeah. Oh yeah. So if you're like me and you got your camera, it's time to get that silly sock dance going on. Let's do it, folks. It's time. Silly sock.
All the sockaholics, where are you at?
I got my Batman socks on.
I walk on the street.
I'm pretty sure there's like no gabba gabba going on. That's
I
amazing.
don't wear shoes. No judging me.
That's right. When you get spotlighted at all, it's gonna say you're on screen. Don't worry about that. Just keep it going. Hey, Ty's got some silly socks on his hands. There you go, Ty.
Everybody.
Gabrielle with the socks dance with the hands. That is amazing. Oh, I'm loving this. We got a full view. Yes. Hey, he's got a sock dance. He's got his background going on. Oh, there's some amazing background. Woo. Okay. This is amazing. Oh, Marigold, you forgot your socks. Don't worry about it. We love the fact that you're here. It is all good. This is some great silly socks. I'm loving the silly sock dance. We got so much to do. So, Tara, let's bring it down a moment here and let's get this going. Let's get this going. Okay. Whew. Now, Tara, if let's.
Hey, Rich, you're doing some cool things with your second screen, but we can only see your feet still.
What? No, this is what I want to do. Oh, fine. I guess I'll go back up. All right, y'all. It is time. It is time to get this camp day going. It's schedule time, and we have a lot coming up. So remember, youngest boys and girls cabin, you are going to art first. Art has a lot happening. I'm super excited for art. Hopefully today's the first day of camp. So if the art kit one was in your camp kit bags, make sure you have those ready. You're going to go right to art in a few minutes when we go into our breakout rooms. Okay. So that's art kit 1 for youngest boys and girls. Middle boys and girls, you have yoga first, so you don't need any supplies. So just be ready to chill and relax. It's going to be awesome. All right. And oldest boys and girls, you are actually going to cabin time, which happens to be like my favorite because you just get to hang out with each other in your cabin groups and talk to each other. And that's our schedule. So it's coming up real quick. Yes. Tara, what am I missing?
We have time for the Wheel of Song.
We do? Oh, well, that's fantastic. Well, Tara, if we have time for the Wheel of Song, let's can you spotlight that for everybody? That'd be awesome. There we go. Here we go, folks. You know how it goes. And time for the Wheel of Song. Let's spin that Wheel of Song. Say it with me now. It's Wheel of song. Yes. Thank you, Maddie, for jumping in there. Oh, it's the banana cheer. Woo. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Now, I know we have a lot of folks out here that may or may not know the banana cheer. So I totally forgot to grab that background. So let me see if I can find my banana cheer background real quick. And our staff, I'm sure they're on it way quicker than I am. So I'm going to see who can get the banana cheer background up first, and then we'll be sending them some funness definitely for that. So
I think you stumped all of them because this is a song I have not heard before.
No, I have it. I'm just working. Trying to find it.
This is the greatest thing I've ever been a part of.
The banana cheer, y'all. The banana cheer. Now, if you
No,
if
that's
you've never heard of the banana cheer, don't worry. I'm going to bring it up. Right. Oh, there we go. Nope. There we go. Banana cheer. Banana cheer. No, I want the video. Sorry, y'all. Hold up. I am going to grab the video version so you can have this. This is actually one of the songs that I used to sing back in my old camp days, and this for me is just hilarious. I've learned it in one version. You may learn it in a different version depending on what camp you're at. So let's get ready. You might want some space. Get some space around you all. Get some space because we're gonna need to really get into it. So this is how we start, right? So this is kind of like you're gonna do it with me. So we're gonna do bananas of the world unite, and then we're gonna peel banana, peel banana, then eat bananas, eat bananas, then go bananas, go bananas. Now that you got the real quick rundown, we only have a few minutes left before we get to our rotations. Let's get to the banana cheer. Let's do this. Oh, we embrace the Zoom lag. So unmute yourself, people. Unmute. I want to hear you singing with me and hear you singing with the rest of our staff. So let's get ready for it. You ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
Bring it.
Bananas of the world, unite. Peel, banana, peel, banana.
Peel, banana, peel, banana.
Bananas,
Go bananas! Go bananas! Go bananas!
That was perfect, y'all. That was perfect. I am so excited. Woo! But now, on that note, as I need to catch my breath, I think it's time to get to our rotations. So, Zoom you later.
There's definitely some lag. Couldn't find you quick enough, Rich.
Somebody literally has a bunch of bananas, and that was hilarious. Like peeled a banana. Ty, thank you for being right on it. That was amazing. That was amazing.
What about the potatoes?
The potato. I missed the potato. Oh no. We won't get into
Do you do that too?
Go ahead, Tara. Let's do this. That was like your cue.
Your start, sir.
Oh, it is? Okay. So let's I guess I'll do that again. Let's go over the 7 points that we just did. So in this turning your camp to 11, we have like 11 points that we want to make about how we do camp and what we do at camp. And so we'll start with point 1. And I should change my background like Tara has it. There we go. Okay, cool. And that's all about pre-camp. So before we start camp, we use like videos to hype up of what's going to happen next at camp. And that video you saw there is very similar to what we do at camp. We have like teaser videos for what the day is going to look like, and we put that out on social media. And not a lot of our kids are on Facebook or Instagram. They're not following this. So we spent a lot of time putting those videos together. We want them to see it again and kind of get hyped about the day. So we play that at the beginning of our actual like start of camp. So you have that window, people are logging in. What do we do? Let's throw this video in. And I'm on the other side with the camp staff, getting them all ready for what the day is going to be at the staff lounge. So those 5-minute videos are fantastic. That's how we like hype it up.
And like Rich said, they put a lot of work into these videos, and not all campers are on Facebook. So another option we use it as is the transition times between breakout rooms. We'll get into that a little bit later, but those times are really good to revisit those videos if you didn't get to see them before.
All right. We're moving on to, hey, Tara, can we do the double spotlight, right?
Yes.
Double pin or whatever it is. Double pin us. Cool. There we go. All right. There we go. I was like looking at you and I'm like, I feel lonely. So come on in. So let's go right to the second part, which is the welcome. Tara has awesome music.
So that's going to be when some of y'all were joining at the very beginning. I'm playing music, I'm getting the vibe of the campers ready. And in that time, y'all probably didn't notice, but Rich was not in the main session. That's the time when Rich and the counselors are connecting right before camp starts to make sure we're all on the same page, going over the activities, last minute questions. And I'm getting everybody ready on this side by letting all the campers in and playing that fun, energetic music, and also welcoming them in the chat as they come in.
Yeah, Tara has a full-on camp appropriate Spotify list. I've made a list on Amazon. I made a list and we add to this list, and it's music that we know, where the kids will know or should know maybe, and are music to kind of get them like riled up for the day. And also we say hi, you know, when people are coming in, we're jumping in. You saw how we kind of like popcorned around, we spotlit some folks and said, hey, and then asked them like, oh, what kind of socks do you have on? Like, I love your background, you know, those sort of things. Those are how you kind of like welcome your campers and your staff into the event, you know, which is the day of camp. All right, moving on to point 3.
So first things first, a year in, we do already have this, but just to make sure everybody knows, the chat setting does have to be open on your actual Zoom settings account. So make sure that is open. You can do other settings where their campers can't individually or private message each other, but make sure it's open. It's a huge tool that we use throughout every session we have.
And also, as you're welcoming people in, there are going to be multiple different reasons why some folks may not be on camera. I find like saying, hey, I'm so glad you're here, and calling them out by name and recognizing that they're there. Because like, if I'm not seen, then, you know, no one's going to know I'm here. But like bringing them in, you know, and trying to get in those. Wait, did I just jump somewhere with chat?
You did a little bit, but Maddie has a question.
Yes.
The chat, don't we usually have like the private chat off for the where campers can't?
Exactly. So campers cannot private message each other, but when we make all the counselors co-hosts, they are able to message them so that if there's a problem or they need assistance with anything, they can do that. But campers cannot private message each other. All
right, I found my notes. Sorry, here we go. So encourage your staff to engage campers here appropriately. Basically, you know, what the MC is doing, when I'm on there, I'm gonna miss a whole lot of stuff on the chat. It's blowing up. The kids are writing things, the staff are writing things. You're seeing things I'm not seeing. So if I'm saying, this is awesome, look at this, look at that, and you're saying, hey, I really like this, then you're engaging those campers and your camp family in that chat. So keep that chat open, keep it going, keep it campy. Make sure you're not using sarcasm. I know we've heard this a lot at camp, but sarcasm, it's even worse on the chat. You just don't know, are you being mean or are you trying to be silly? So please keep it campy and no sarcasm. Okay, now number 4.
Now, as he was saying before, yes, non-video participants, where you can see a couple of people now, they either have their name or a picture. With the pictures, just make sure that it's, you know, camp appropriate or not moving because it will distract Rich. So make sure that it's a simple picture that it's just easy to see. There could be a couple of reasons why they are not showing their video. Could be poor Wi-Fi, not in a great spot. They are still able to interact with audio and chat, so still connect with them and maybe work through the problems they're experiencing to get them back on camera again, if they're comfortable.
And Deb, that is totally fine. That is exactly what I was going to go on next. There's many, many reasons why you may not be on the camera. If you can engage them, say their name, like I was saying before, maybe you can bring them out if they're like, I just don't know about this. I will say for sure, I had families saying, like, my son or daughter does not want to be on camera. I'm like, that's fine. As long as they're here, they may actually be engaged. They may be doing a number of things. They may be eating. They may be working. The fact that they're there should be awesome for you. Like they're here. The fact that there's some of you here that are not here with us visually, that's okay. I'm so glad you're here. So thank you for tuning in. This is awesome. Let's maybe if we say their names, enough times, maybe they'll finally join us. So it's all good, Deb. Don't worry. What have you done? It's all good. It's all good.
Just keep saying Deb, maybe by the end of the session. No, but as Rich was saying, especially on a week-long camp, we'll have campers that have their videos off. And at the end of it, they have their videos back on and they're engaging and they've been there the whole time and they had a great time. So having a video off is not a bad thing.
Yes. All right. Moving on to number 5, movement and music. I hope you noticed the Silly Sock Dance, that lovely song that our video guy found. And I'm like, hey, Tara, we're going to use this for Silly Sock Day. And it was awesome. Just saying, it's just so much fun. But go ahead. I jumped in front of you, Tara. Go for it.
No, that's it. I mean, getting anything to get them to move up. And as I'm watching, I don't know if y'all noticed, but as we're moving or y'all are moving, I'm watching around and seeing all the cool dance moves or things they want to show off. And at those points, you can spotlight them and they get even more excited and they go even crazier. And so really using that to spotlight them just as they would be on the dance floor. And I've actually not been to camp quite yet because I went straight virtual, but apparently random dance parties are a thing at camp, and we definitely use it here. If you have like that awkward 5 minutes of we don't know what we're gonna do, throw on that preset Spotify list of music and just have a dance party. It takes up time so quickly and can just transition you quickly into the next activity.
And on my end, if you've been with me at camp or even at COCA, I like to sing songs. And I have full on embraced the Zoom lag. You heard me say it. I tell our campers, I'm like, go ahead. I've watched, we tried it both ways. And to be honest, singing to myself is, what I normally do during the day. Yet if I'm at camp, I want to feel like I'm at camp. And so in order to feel like you're at camp, we say, take it off mute. And just know the fact that you may be like 5 seconds behind, 10 seconds, like 2 verses. It's all good. You're singing with us. We're loving the fact that you're there and singing with us. And virtually, I love the fact that the wheel of names, you can put the songs on there. And what you get is the fact that once you're done, you can eliminate that song from the list. So unlike the wheel of song that kept on stopping at Baby Shark like every other day, you only have to do it once. It's amazing. So I would say use that wheel of names. It's like literally wheelofnames.com. It's in the notes that we'll send out. Change it up. It's fantastic. Oh, and we also used the song lyric backgrounds. Those are great. We made those on Canva. We'll tell you more about that later. Okay, moving on to number 6.
Next, we got the main room basics. So just kind of going over the background of it. Obviously, we've been here for a year now, so we kind of generally know it. But how we like to break it up is you have the Zoom host, so consider the host in Zoom logistics. And Rich came up with the great pairing names of I am the arranger, and I am arranging things in the background, moving the participants in different cabins, breakout rooms. I already have the next 3 things for this session lined up, ready to go, and I have those cubes. And so in the background, I'm arranging everything. I like to think of myself as the producer. So of a newscast show, I am producing everything on the background that you don't see, but it makes it run smoothly.
Right. So basically, if you want, depending on how you like it, I like the arranger and the engager, so I'm the engager, or the MC. So if Tara's the producer, I'm the MC, or so like in the beginning when we started this, like you have a host and you have a facilitator. I'm like, I don't know what any of those words mean. We're just going to change it. And so it made it as simple as possible. Like, all right, you're doing everything on the admin side, and I'm going to do everything up front here. And basically, we're all engaging the campers with how we do on the chat and what we're saying. But my role as the camp director is the MC, basically. I technically am like the host of the camp show, as we call it. And my main job is to engage the campers and engage the staff and get them excited for whatever happens next. And what's happening next is number 7.
Breakout rooms. You kind of caught me off guard because I was going to say one thing is that working in the on the virtual platform together, in reality, Rich and I have only met once in person, but we've learned each other's cues. Well, really, I've learned his cues that, you know, I can sense an awkward conversation or an awkward silence coming up. So I have to have some music ready, or I know he's going to want to play some video that wasn't originally planned and getting that prep. So it's just learning those cues of what might be coming next and just being on your toes. Now to the breakout.
And then Tara, I will jump on that send. And you were correct. I am reading my notes super quick because, you know, this guy from New York not only talks fast, but he reads fast enough that he just kind of skips over things. So I will say this, literally, we've had this conversation before camp started, and Tara said to me, just let me know like when this might happen. And I'm like, I don't know when it's going to happen. But if we can like at least be like, if I say something like this, maybe something like that, just be prepared for anything and everything. And we don't know. It's literally whose line is it anyway? We are improving most of the time, and we're going off of like, where are we? So we have a quite a fun moments. Probably my favorite moment was when we went to our dance on Wednesday, like we typically do at camp, and we get all ready. Everyone's all ready to go. Everyone's dressed up, and bam, the DJ goes to play the music, and it sounds like one speaker is on, and the other one is like in a can, and we're like, nope, can't hear it. I don't know what's happening. DJ Dave, can we try that again? And it was just getting like really like awkward, and so Tara's like, why don't we go to our breakout rooms, which we'll explain in a minute. It takes a little while. And so I'm like, great. And I knew that it takes a while. So I go, Tara, how much time do we need? She's like, oh, it'll be soon. I'm like, great. And so we improv. We did a red carpet show, and it was fantastic. And no one knew we didn't have that plan. I mean, I knew, but we just went around saying, Keo, that is amazing. Who are you wearing? And it was just like, this is the latest by COCA-I, or, you know, Old Navy. And then the kids got into it. I'm wearing Old Navy. And it was just all improv. So knowing each other's cues and knowing when, like, I need to back you up, or you need to help me back up on this one. And you got each other's back. It's amazing. Now on to 7, breakout rooms.
No, you go for it, Rich. You have first, yes.
All right. For us, you heard JoJo say in the beginning, it just feels like camp. For us, we wanted camp, our virtual camp to feel like camp. So we arranged our breakout rooms to be about 40-minute rotations. We had that suggestion from some virtual classroom teachers that, you know, this is as much time as you can get your kids to sit still for. And we added those in with our typical camp rotations. You heard me talk about it. You know, we had our, you know, art, we have our music, we have our cabin time. We added a lot of different rotations in there just so we can have a mixture of things, especially with as many kids as we were expecting. So lots of camp activities. And we actually did 2 camps at the same time. That's why we had so many. So we had like TikTok and all this, but 40 minutes. And then we came back, we had a 5-minute intermission, you know, because it's the camp show. So during that intermission time, we had special videos that we also made to play in there and gave the kids a chance to go use the bathroom, go get some water, take a break. And that was important for the staff as well as the kids. I'll be honest, not many kids got up and turned their camera off. They just watched the show. I'm like, all right, so Zoom fatigue. Yeah. Our kids like, yeah, I got this. I'm good.
And for the backside of that, so we set up the schedule so that it does have that camp feel, and, you know, rotating through the different breakout rooms so it doesn't feel like you're just sitting at the computer the entire time. But on the backside, there's very like specific reasons of why things are that way. So our welcome is 30 minutes, and it's, you know, crazy rich Camp Rich, getting everybody excited and playing music and doing Wheel of Song and all of that. But on my backside, I am putting all of the breakout rooms together. So we have to go through, I have to go through all of the participants, see where they're going, what activity they're going to. You can actually rename the breakout room as well. So as the campers are entering that, they can see, oh, I'm at art right now. And when they come back, you can rename those as well. So really strategically using that time. Also with the transition time, it is a good point to, you know, get up, use the bathroom, whatnot. But those 5 minutes is what I'm doing to rotate. So it actually feels like the campers are changing their activity throughout the day and they're not just sitting there. I've had a couple conversations with some other groups trying to do bigger sessions, and they get a little worried about, you know, what if there's 80 participants on there and, you know, we just want to be in one room. It's going to get really boring really quickly. So we strategically plan and coordinate so that we can. So for instance, the last summer, one day we had 80 participants, 11 different breakout rooms, and we rotated them through 3 different activities. And it went extremely smooth, just between making things look like the camp show must go on, really just giving me time to set stuff up and just working on it, fluffing things up so that we can keep moving forward. Like I said, I know breakout rooms and especially that many people, it's intimidating. It is possible, just being organized and putting some other things in place, which we talk about a little bit later as well.
Right. And so just to go back up on that one more time, our cabin groups, we kept our ratios a lot smaller. So really we said we can fit up to 8, but I prefer to have like 5 if possible, and with 2 staff members. It was just more engaging that way. So we rotated in smaller groups, and that's why we had so much going on there. It all depends on the size of your camp as well. One thing that I will like to say, so we give them the heads up, like, hey, this is where you're going next, so that they had time to grab their supplies. That was very important. We found that some of the kids were like, wait, what was I supposed to have today? And we labeled everything, you know, this and that, so they can find it and be ready for the next activity before they get sent there. Of course, there's enough time, buffer time for them to grab it if they need it in the beginning. Yet, you know, some of our kiddos need to know where they're going before they transition. Also, we really, I specifically set it out before, like cabin time is like a big thing for us. Our campers, our staff, they say that's like the best part of camp. As much as we throw into their breakout rooms, just having that time to be with your peer group and have that moment where you can talk was super important. So we actually put cabin time in our morning rotations as well as our evening rotations. We ended our day with cabin time. We had a cabin time in the morning as part of one of our rotations. Last thing I say about the main room, as everyone's in their breakout room, in the main room is where there was typically Tara, I, and some other leadership staff. And if anything was happening in the breakout rooms, one of us can go in there and still kept that 2-person ratio in the main room, because there's bound to be someone that gets kicked out, has to come back in again. And we wanted that ratio to have that 2 to 1, at least 2 staff, never like a one-on-one scenario there. So technical difficulties, they do happen. You know, imagine that. All right. After we just reviewed all of those 7 fantastic tasks of our 11, I think it's time. All of this is only possible because of all the great training you all received at the beginning of this camp week. And so let's bring it back, bring it all the way back. In fact, we're gonna, Dave, are you ready for this? You're gonna love it. We're gonna Scooby-Doo effect this and go back to training day. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do this again. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I'm on a game. I'm on my game. Hold on. Here we go.
I let Rich have way too much fun with the snap camera. We'll get over that in a bit.
Snap camera is the best. I'm just saying. Okay. Welcome to our classroom, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our classroom. It is time. It is time for camp training. It's so much fun to see everyone here and get to hear all your 30-second celebrations. it's very similar to how we're going to start camp at the beginning of each day. We're going to ask all our campers for like, what are they celebrating today, or what's something new? What are they looking forward to? So I'm so glad you're all here for got that done with our training, and now everything we're doing here is important. So let's make sure we really go with this. All right. So now that we're done with our intros, we have some staff that have been with us already for virtual camp, and they know what we're doing. So we're going to put you all, the virtual staff, we're going to put you in a different breakout room, and we're going to go over some different games there. Elisa's going to take you there and teach you some new games that she learned. I know we put it in our Google Drive folder, and it has all those activities in there. We want to make sure you get hands-on experience playing with those games. So get ready for that. And new staff, we're gonna go over a couple of things together. So are you ready? Good, perfect. All right, so first thing you need to do is, I'm glad to see everyone's here, and now you have your names up there. That's awesome. We need to change your names. Not like change your names, like, legally go out there and like, change it to something like, Ruffosaurus Rex, which would be awesome. Yet for camp, so that our campers are not like tracking you later, because, they might be like, this is the best person in the world. First name's fine. Please don't use your last name. Put your actual like cabin or your camp role, I should say. So for me, I'm going to change my name. Now it just says like camp on it, but I'm going to actually change my name and put, I'm going to say Palmer House Camp Director. So I'm using an acronym out there. So it's PHCD, which you're like, cool. It's like a PhD, but even longer. That's right. So PhD, that's how we're going to change our name. Oh, Tara, you probably should tell them how to do that.
And I was just going to say really quick how you change your name if you have not done so before. If you find your video part, if you hover over it, there's 3 dots where you can find rename. You can also find that same rename option in the participant list if you click more. And that's where you can go and change your name to the appropriate first name and camp code.
And the camp codes, basically, we're going to ask our campers do the same. They're probably going to get it all wrong in the first day. And that's why you're here, to help them figure out what cabin am I in. So we're going to ask them to do the same. Those camp codes are going to help Tara really figure out where they're supposed to be going into when they do our breakout rooms. So we use PH for Palmer House. We use DC for Drake Camp. So that's our PH patient camp, DC for our sibling camp. And, I was going to go with Marvel, but they didn't let me because apparently it's copywritten. And then you go like Y is for the youngest, and then B or G for the boys or girls cabin, M for the middle, B or G for the boys or girls, and then O for the oldest. All right. So if you're like the Palmer House oldest girls, you'd be PHOG, which is the Palmer House old gangster. So original gangster. So there we go. Just want to make sure we all understand the codes there. It's very important.
And really quick, like Rich said, it is going to help me. These codes are more so for me so that I can sift through the list as quickly as possible and break out the, however many 80 people that we have here, we can do it as quick as possible. And then again, as we're doing changing breakout rooms where we're putting people. Like Rich said, it's going to be a little hard for the campers at first, so you will have the ability to rename them as well, especially when we start. Last camp, we had a kid, it was themed Harry Potter, and he was really getting into the theme and renamed himself Voldemort, which was fantastic, but I could not figure out where he was going for the longest time. So if we could get that initial camp code so at least I know where he's going, we can change it to whatever names as I get to know the campers better. But that's the importance of changing it so I can make that experience and a smooth process for you all.
Yes. Okay. And a couple other things you should know. Hopefully you've updated your Zoom. And if you haven't, you're going to want to, because there's like the reactions button. And if you can find that reactions button down there somewhere, I'm a Mac user. So if you're a PC user, it may be somewhere else. But it just like kind of like a little smiley face with a plus on its head. And if I hit my, I can actually raise my hand, and then raising my hand will allow me to go to the top of the screen. So if there is, and I can lower my hand the same way, that helps us. So when we start doing things like tipping the hat and all that, and someone has a question or someone wants to say something and they raise their hand, it immediately brings them to the top of the screen for us. And we know, okay, we can highlight them. Oh, did I just take your spot? Yeah.
Yes, Rich, you did just take my lines again, but it's okay. I'll just reiterate the importance. So raising hand is super helpful. Again, if we have 4 pages of campers on there, it's going to be really hard for me to sift through and find who wants to participate. So if you teach your campers to raise their hand, thank you, not Tara. It will bring them to the top, and then I can go through it accordingly so that each camper has that time to share whatever they want to share.
All right, so what I was supposed to say is to make sure you're watching your face, not washing your face. That's also important. And behind the ears is like, you know, your parents have been telling you this for a while, but watch your face. So what you're doing on your face, I'm watching what you're doing right now, Don Golden. I'm seeing how engaged you are and you're smiling. That's amazing. That's, oh, there he goes again. He's even smiling even bigger. So like watch your face because the kids are watching what you're doing. Like as I'm doing this, I'm scrolling through to see like who's smiling, who's engaging, who's actually like nodding their head and here. The campers do the same thing. So make sure you're on, and it's a limited amount of time. It's not like we're in-person camp where you're on like 24 hours, you know, because sleep is not a real thing at camp because you never know when someone's gonna, you know, pop. I gotta go to the bathroom. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you come walk me like 5 feet that way? Cool. So like this is like you're on all the time. So watch what you're doing. Watch your face. Watch your expression. Make sure that you're not like totally like distracted by what's going on over there. I don't want to see phones in front of your face, right? So watch your face. Make sure you're here for them. And so if your face shows that, then the kids are going to be engaged and they will follow your example. Also, watch the campers' faces.
Jumping around just a little bit, I will be spotlighting occasionally, especially during dance parties. If, you know, a camper has something they want to say and I got to get Rich's attention because his squirrels are all over the place, it helps bring to light that person for their dance moves or their questions. When I do that, you will get a message that says you're being spotlit. Just ignore it. No big deal. If you do it to me, though, it will throw me off guard. And so then I'll be staring at the camera. And it was really awkward doing that during our last dance session. So don't throw me under the bus like that, but we'll get over that. Another thing we're still working on is host view. So if we're doing a specific lineup of events or campers participating, I can line up them in that specific order and then have you all follow my host view. So we'll potentially be using that as well.
All these are great. Again, if you update it rather, your Zoom, you'll be able to find these, and that's where we're doing this as part of our training. One more thing to add to this is you have all now have gotten access to our Google Drive. This is a folder that has pretty much everything you need. We emailed it to you. So I know. We still use email, and some of you all are wondering what that is because I haven't gotten responses back from one or two. So yeah, I'm looking at you. So please respond back. Please open that email, and because that in the email is that link and everything you need. Your camper actual like list is there, and so we're going to ask you to help us with attendance. There's also a place in there you can write notes on like what happened, like their favorite moment of the day as you do that for cabin time. Our song backgrounds are there. I have like the video version and also like the photo versions. So if you don't have the ability to move around in the background, if you don't have like a video card, some of us do, some of us don't, it's all good. Both versions are there. Our camp songbook is there. Like anything you need for each day of camp is actually by like day, it's written out there. So please, we put a lot of resources in there, even all the games that Elisa's going over right now with our veteran staff, right? Those games are in there. So make sure you take a look at those. The Google Drive folder, it's my favorite thing to have. It's just a great resource. So yeah.
Also in that Google Drive are going to be a variety of backgrounds specifically made for themed camp, the theme of camp, so that you can use it. You might find some squirrels in the background there as well. So if you don't have a green screen, you can kind of see the difference between me and Rich. Rich has a green screen, so it makes him look a little bit better with the background. If like me, I don't have one, but it still works fine. So you can use it and just play with the different options. You will need to download what you want to use. And then when you go to add the virtual background, which you can do by a little stop video, little arrow, choose virtual background, and that's how you can add your new one there. So virtual backgrounds are super helpful for that.
Also, Tara mentioned already, I'm going to just reiterate the profile picture. Y'all, I gotta say this at least once during training, so you hear me say it, and always in the training manual. Make sure your profile picture is camp appropriate. If it's you on your last beach vacation wearing your best beach vacation outfits and you're showing more skin than you are right now, please change it. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right out loud. We have families that are watching this with their kids. We don't need them to be like, who's your counselor? You know, so please. Anyhow.
Well, Rich, I just want to say sometimes that applies to the families too. Sometimes there's an appropriate picture in the back and we don't realize it until we're looking. We're like,
Well, I was just about to talk about that. I was going to say, if your background, if you don't have a green screen, if you don't have the ability to do virtual background, make sure where your camera is pointed is actually a spot that's safe. For instance, I'm going to take off my screen right now and show you. You don't want this to be your background. Okay, so like this is behind me. This is, I took it off, and like oh no, Sky, what are you doing here? It's late. Why are you here? Sky, go to bed. I'm so sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened there. My bad. Sky, her parents are not watching her. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's why we do the virtual background. You never know what's going to come into the background. At least that wasn't a bathroom door. That's all I got to say about that. And it's amazing how bright it is here in Georgia. So so keep your keep an eye on what's in your background. Make sure it's not pointing towards doors or like bathrooms or anything that might, as you heard Elisa say, inappropriate for camp. So if you have a fully stocked bar of your favorite beverages that don't have a fizziness to it, so maybe not point towards that at all. You know, your photos on your walls, whoever it is that if you still have posters on your wall, just make sure those are camp appropriate. All right. Our campers, yes, our campers may need some assistance in that. They'll do 50% of what you do right and 100% of what you do wrong. So make sure your background's not wrong, so that they're like, well, you got one in your background, because they'll watch and they're really good. They got like amazing vision.
And also just the visual aspect of your background, be aware of what audio wise is in your background. Zoom can pick up a lot more than you think. So be very conscious of that. You don't necessarily have to be in a closed room where you're isolated from the world, but just be conscious of what is around. I will give an example. I was meeting the other night with Rich, planning for this training today. And my boyfriend was sitting on the couch and farted. And Rich asked if that was my dog barking. So he heard it, not anywhere near close, but he did hear it. So even a quiet fart can be heard on there. So that can be the same thing. Quiet fart. That I threw under the bus. But that could be the same thing if there's, you know, an argument in another room, roommates, people coming in, whatnot. Just be very conscious, because Zoom can pick up even the quietest of farts. So be just a visual and audio background.
So watch your space, basically. Watch your space. I'll say that we talked about the songbook and all that's in there. I also say that there's a couple of different things in the activities guide. I want to thank Tara for actually helping with the activities guide. She went to a lot of our beginning COCA sessions and wrote a lot of things down. We added some to that. So look at that activities guide. It's awesome. And there's other resources in there, Tara. So go ahead and take my line because I took yours. Go for it.
Perfect. There are other resources like Wheel of Song. So if you guys want to create your own and do a game during cabin time, Scriblio, which is super helpful. It's similar to Pictionary, but to be able to do it virtually. And then also Snap Camera, which you might notice Rich playing around with it a couple times. We will be using it for an activity. So let us know if you cannot download it so that we can plan accordingly for that. I just took my line as well, so you can skip ahead.
Yes. So later today, we're going to offer our families a Zoom orientation. And most of the time, they don't really need it. We do it as an opportunity for you staff to get a chance to meet the campers. So at the end of our training today, I know it's like 4 hours, and we're gonna have a break in the middle for like lunch, but we're gonna do like a meet and eat. So you can take your screen off and like eat during it, and like still talk to your cabin groups. But we figured 4 hours in one block was better than 2 hours here and 2 hours there, and your whole day is kind of like blown. So at the end of today, this evening, we're going to have our family Zoom orientation. And please come. You don't need to, but we really want you to have an opportunity to meet your campers before they get here next weekend, or next week rather. So please join us if you can, and come check them out. Yeah.
And one last thing that's going to be in the Google Drive that you'll need to be aware of, we'll kind of review it really quick too, are reflection slides. So this is a good opportunity to do during cabin time. And I'm going to quickly screen share it and walk through how this will work. But essentially during that last cabin time, we want to get feedback from the campers of how the week went, if there's things that we can, do better, change, whatnot. So you will have access to these slides. Couple different prompts to help you walk through, but you can actually have the campers annotate. So how you annotate is, one, we'll make sure that it's on, but that at the top, you should see a button to annotate, and it'll bring up another little menu that you can draw, text, do little hearts, anything. And so campers can actually type on there. You'll screenshot that and save it so we can save that for feedback at a later time.
In fact, go do it now, y'all. Like, let's all practice, because this is what training is all about. So make sure you find that annotate. This is your turn to get up in here. And the question here is like, what worked? What is the one thing you learned right now that you'll utilize at your camp? I know I'm breaking the fourth wall here, and all of a sudden talking to you like I am actually doing the session. So excuse the break in character, but is there anything here that you learned so far? Like, this is really cool. I want to add that to the screen, and then we're going to show you how to take an actual screenshot. Go for it. And Tara's going to play some like fun music in the meantime, because she didn't pick me to say that. Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that. See, I was not prepared for this to stay on mute.
I will say this as well. You all, if you have issues when the full screen, you're like, I was in the middle of doing this, you can always minimize the screen, and that won't change what we're seeing right now. You'll still be able to annotate on it, and it'll change so that you can still see the chat and everything else. So if you may learn that your campers are not like, hey, can you write this for me, or whatever, and so they can tell you, and you can write it on here and for them. And so you can type it, you can write it, however it is. We're gonna give it a couple more seconds here. We're gonna move on to our next one in 3, 2, 1. All right, Tara, take a screenshot, please.
Yep.
I have view options on mine, and I can say, when I do that, I can actually take a screenshot that way. It'll download it onto my side. Well, if I was host or co-host, I should.
I'm not. All right, we're gonna. Oh, there we go. Save. Okay, sorry. All right. And then we'll go to the next one real quick. Ooh, annotating. Nope. There we go.
So what didn't work? What is something you would like to learn more about? For us, we're going to do this a lot with our campers when we do our reflection slides at the end of the week. We're also going to ask you the same thing during the week at the last cabin time of the day. So not in the morning one, but in the evening session, we ask you to ask them basically their highs and lows. Like, what did you really like about today? What didn't you like about today? What would you change about today to make it better? And we found it to be great for us to get their highs and lows and their high points. We also do tipping the hat that we're going to get to a little bit later. But tipping the hat is a way for everyone to say thank you. This is their way to be more specific about what they would like to see. All right, we're going to give it a couple more minutes here, rather seconds. And I feel like this is a very artistic group here indeed. Lots of stamping going on. Yes.
Another way to do collaborative art together as well is using this. We did a cool activity with this as well. So, all right, I'm gonna save this and we will move on. Thank you guys.
All right. So, did you catch the 3 points. Point 8, here we go. Zoom training. Here we go. New staff must do, and returning staff can meet up elsewhere. So you heard me say that before. When we do this, brand new staff need to go over a whole long list. That was like a really short version. We do like a full-on like hour at least of Zoom training. I don't care if you've been using Zoom for everything to school. There are things that some of us don't know. And it's good for you to know how we use Zoom at camp. So all new staff, if you've never been with us virtually, you learn the Zoom basics with us. Returning staff, no, Elisa's like, wait, do I actually have to do games? No, don't worry about it, Lisa. You're good to go. Elisa, as the other camp director, will take the returning staff over and go over some games and give them a chance to kind of do what they would have done at camp. You know what I'm saying, right? At camp training, all your returning staff like will cluster anyhow and be like, "How was your summer?" You know, so we would just take that all out of off the table right off the bat and be like, "You got your own breakout room. Go into the staff lounge, play some games, and then also give them a little bit of a heads up on like, hey, this changed a little bit on Zoom since you've been here with us last."
And along with the actual Zoom basics training, that, like we said it a couple times, but that Google Doc, that is like the home base for all the information. It's the way that we can connect, since we can't be in the conference room together and to review stuff. Everything you have, notes, things to remember, resources, is all there. And so highlighting the importance of always referring back to that that Google Drive. And if you don't have Google Drive, whatever shared drive software that you have to allow everybody to go on and connect.
In that also Google, in that Google Drive folder, there are links to everything that we talked about here, and we will also give you access to all these resources after this. So if you were furiously writing notes, don't worry about it. We warned you, but if you missed that beginning part. So Scriblio, if you haven't used it, that's like some of our cabins just absolutely love it. So that's a great one. And Tara, you mentioned, oh, hey, there you go. It's magic. Tara, what was the other one? Snap Camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then also family Zoom orientation. We review the basics with them. We talk to them about backgrounds, background noise, background profile pictures, all those sort of things. We go over a little bit of the schedule. We go over like the renaming yourself. A lot of this the kids know a lot better than the families do, but the families may still have questions, especially if they're brand new. And again, the best part of it for us is that we added it, say like, hey, come meet the staff. And for us, we don't have that at camp. You meet the staff the first day of camp is happening. So this was a big help for us to do during Zoom training, like right after Zoom training. So, okay, number 9.
Update your Zoom. Zoom, especially since all of this happened, they've been frequently coming out with updates of new features or getting rid of glitches or anything like that. So make sure that you have the most up-to-date Zoom. One of the best things that we've recently gotten is that raise hand feature that helps with, if there's 25 pages of people and I can't find everybody, it puts it right up at the top. Spotlighting up to 9, thank you, Maddie. Spotlighting up to 9 participants at once. So for a professional setting, you can do a panel discussion. For a camp session, you could do a dance off between 4 different people. And so you spotlight them all at the same time, and it's you can see that competition between the two. So utilizing those. And then follow host view. We're still trying to figure out how that works and how we can use it, but there is a way. So however I set up my view, I can make all of the participants follow my view of the order of videos. Because, it's like, oh, for me, Rich is over here, but over there for, so this does help if you were to do some sort of activity along those lines.
You can make your for real Brady Bunch. It's awesome. I think it all depends on like what you're using, desktop or laptop as well. So it's interesting. We're figuring it out. Okay, I'm going to go right to 10 closing camp. So we close camp with our the actual week of camp with the reflection slides. We close each night with that cabin time and tipping the hat and a closing quote actually. And again, the same thing with reflection slides, the same thing that we use for our highs and lows in the cabin. It's a great way for us to get feedback, basically. Annotating is a lot of fun, especially if your kiddos are using something that you don't have and you're like, how do I annotate? I'm like, I don't know, man. What device are you using? So those are fun, especially if you have someone in your group that knows. Then again, I went on full on Mac attack. So when people tell me they're using like a Chromebook, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. So find someone that does and ask them to do that for you. Explain how that works. Google Forms. We also use Google Forms for our survey. We do surveys for our caregivers. So not for our campers. The reflection slides are our surveys for our campers. Our Google Forms are our reflection, our feedback for our caregivers or our parents and guardians. So that's what we use that. Okay. We covered 10, but I think it's time to take it to 11, and that's basically the extras. So Canva Pro, there is a free version of Canva Pro for nonprofits. These slides that we have behind us, the lovely things that we've used with the moving backgrounds that we had for like our song, all that is free if you have Canva Pro. And you can get Canva Pro for free as a nonprofit using this link. Good, Tara.
Which we will also send, this will be provided in the slides. If you used Canva before and you didn't have a pro account, you'll know that there's a lot of limitations on the images and what you can do, what you can't do. We started using it and it's a game changer. Like every aspect, it just makes everything so much easier. You can actually create a team and then invite everybody on it so you can do collaborative work and share rather than sending it and doing all that stuff. So this is a huge game changer for just the coordination, marketing, communication, all that kind of stuff. So highly recommend signing up for it. It's not that long of an application and I'm pretty sure they don't even really look at it and just kind of approve it and good to go. So it's super helpful for us.
All right, let's bring us back up front and center because I just want to say this. I think I even put the application that we wrote in Chicago out there, so you can like copy and paste it if you really want. It'll be in the files because it asks a lot of questions. I'm like, I don't know what this means, so go for it. I will say that Chicago and Houston both have been using the Canva Pro for our social media posts. And we even created like daily challenges during the week of camp to do for those that were on Instagram and like the bingos and all that. Those templates are there. Totally get it. You know, it's free. And if you're not the like techie person, I'm sure you got staff on file that will know. I mean, I didn't do any of these. I asked some of our awesome staff that's like, hey, who's really good at this and would like to do that? And they're like, me. I'm like, cool. It's all you. So this or that, bingos, whatever. We even use them for camp events. And I get to have some real fun with just even making the backgrounds for this event all together. Like this is my background and I get to do that we've used for COCA-I, and then I get to add squirrels. So, cause I like squirrels apparently. And squirrels are everywhere in my head.
And you can also make virtual backgrounds for our Harry Potter themed winter weekend where it's Hogwarts. And if you look really closely, there is a squirrel somewhere in there. So you can really do everything. Yeah, so being super creative. I don't know if I've met some of y'all, but I am at MD Anderson. And so we use in pediatrics and we use the Canva Pro account. And I work with the different, child life and school and arts and medicine and be able to have that, the free option and work with a variety of different people. It's extremely helpful. So do it.
We are at the top of the hour and we want to be very cognizant of everyone's time. So we're going to close this out. Tara, you know how we do it. This is our contact info. Why is it there?
It is here because if y'all ever have any questions about anything we talked about, we talked too fast, didn't understand, I still have to learn how to understand Rich, what he's talking about, because he goes so fast sometimes. Please reach out to us at any time. This is a brand new world to everybody. We're still figuring it out, but we want to offer this information to help you guys and just work on creating it a better opportunity. If you guys use it and you find something and share it with us, then we can just grow it together. We're very open and we just want to help y'all out and making your camp all the way up to 11.
11. Thank you, Anna, for that lovely message. I'm seeing some awesome messages on there. Hey, Nuri. Real quick, Elisa, I know before Donifer gets on here, you mentioned maybe closing it out with a quote. Did you actually have a quote ready, or was that just like teasing me? Okay, here we go, folks. This is how we close that camp. So go ahead. Oh wait, you want me to read it? Because you're gonna have to get a little closer. Yeah. This. Sometimes you can see yourself clearly, but not in this video. Oh, what is happening?
I'll read it since my eyes are not at your age. Sometimes you can't see yourself clearly until you see yourself through the eyes of others. That kind of associated perfectly.
Yes, so fun. All right, drop the mic. Donifer, it's on you. We're out. Peace out.